Welcome to Brawlhalla.
So Cap should be coming into this feeling good. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Fiend, there's not a lot of information there, which is good for Fiend, bad for Lil Capped, because there is a lot of tournament footage, a lot of VODs to look through for the way that Lil Capped likes to play. Meanwhile, on the other side, Fiend, coming from the South American region, coming from Brazil, they do have tournaments, but definitely not as frequent.
And not as frequent and not as publicly accessible, easily publicly accessible. And that's the point that you're bringing up, is that there are some players who actually study who their matchups are when they're coming up. It's like, what is it likely that I'm going to run into? Maybe the day before or the day of. Look up VODs of these players playing. As you said, Lil Capped, Autumn Championship, Montreal, every tournament before that. You can find out what he does. You know that he's a BOUT player and how he likes to play. You can watch that. But studying Fiend, you might not have as much content. So if either player were into that sort of preparation, it's easier one way than it is the other.
And that's where these best of threes are going to be really, really tough.
Yes.
You have to absorb information and be able to process it, analyze it, and decide the solution faster than ever.
Now, on the bright side,
have 5 games to go through.
On the bright side, it is in Hattori, which is one of the more common matchups
Yes.
that we've got here going on at BCX.
And definitely Lil Capped is familiar with this matchup. Tons of people play Hattori in North America.
Okay, but game 1 is starting here on Blackguard Keep, no less, as the first game that we've got here in top 64 at BCX. Fiend opening up that gravity cancel D-Light, but Lil Capped's found the first weapon, and Fiend punches him as the weapon toss goes out, doesn't connect, and we're back to neutral.
Now, Lil Capped, also going in favor of Lil Capped here, he plays differently than a lot of people in North America. He definitely plays differently than a lot of BOUT, so that will bode well for him if Fiend hasn't been necessarily studying that game footage diligently. He's not going to have experience. Just because he has experience against some BOUT doesn't mean he has experience against things like that. Those random wild signatures coming out on the
Orange
end.
in the orange, that slide charge side stick, similar to what we saw a little bit earlier on the bracket, but Lil Capped taking out Fiend so quickly to the point where I don't even think he realized that he had that stock to lose to begin with.
Yep.
Fiend now trying to find some sidelights here, but Lil Capped's already done so much damage. A good stop, but the sidelights dodged out of the way. If he can get a downlight into ground pound, he can meet things up with those neutral sticks coming out. Already putting Fiend into the yellow. Lil Capped's very close to kill percent, and that ground pound will do it. Excellent conversion from Fiend. That was so quick. 3 hits, really fast. Kills him off the bottom of the map.
And I was about to say that Fiend is finding some unarmed damage, but per hit, he's not really getting a lot of damage. But then all of a sudden, he procced into kill percent, and right when that happened, it was a D-Light into the ground pound for a very, very quick kill. And now he's going even with Lil Capped, who got an insanely early stock on the edge. There's the D-Light into the side air. Is there going to be weapon toss? He's going to chase him onto that platform. Fiend answers with a down air, goes down on the wall, throws that weapon up for a little bit of safety so Lil Capped can't ground pound him or do a fast fall dare. Fiend getting thrown off screen very, very high.
I'm very surprised. I was half expecting Lil Capped to go up there and throw out another side stick.
Yep.
Once again, but just with the sword. He very much likes us to throw that out as a neutral option rather than as a combo finisher, especially when he's playing on BOUT with the sword. We saw him do it with the hammer, but that was more of a combo finisher. But that recovery nearly KOing Fiend off the top. Fiend has to get back onto center stage, maybe find some sort of D-Light opening, but just tosses the sword away. A quick hop over, it doesn't even dodge, and Fiend can't find that ground pound. But that's how he got his earlier KO. He might be banking on that once again, but the D-Light's there. Clever from Lil Capped. He was at a percentage where he didn't even need to jump to find the Sarah, so he let the D-Light finish, fall, and as the Sarah fell, he was able to finish off Fiend.
Is he going to look to juggle? Oh, I thought he was going to stick with the hammer for a little bit. He does tend to focus on hammer a lot when a lot of other players will maybe focus more on sword. It looks like he swapped back to the hammer here. He's definitely very comfortable on both weapons as well as the unarmed kit. We haven't really seen the unarmed kit come out very much against Fiend so far, but that's because he's had the weapon every time. But if he has to go unarmed, he's not a stranger to that. He has a strong unarmed kit. There again, the side signature right over the edge of the weapon toss to confirm it. A 2-stock, even though Fiend had that really, really quick clapback, looking like he was going to keep it even.
Yep.
Lil Capped just kept the pressure going, didn't let that shake him, didn't let that really interrupt his momentum or anything. It was just, yep, I died, that happened, it's in the past, we're going to build from that.
And now it looks like we're going to go into game 2 pretty soon. I don't imagine we're going to be having legend swaps.
No character swaps whatsoever.
Lil Capped, I don't think.
Blackguard was banned, though. Now, Fiend, because he lost that, he gets to ban down to 3 maps. And then Lil Capped, the winner of last match, then gets to pick between those 3 maps. Blackguard was banned. I think Fiend was worried about those really close left and right sides, but he left Brawlhaven open, which not only has really close left and right, but it also has a really close ceiling. So if Lil Capped starts juggling with those nairs, that could be really early kills. Those recoveries that came out on Lil Capped's sword that didn't quite kill, those will be killing on this map.
Yeah, when we're talking about walls and ceilings, we're talking about the blast zone of this area. The place place where you need to be knocked out to have your stock essentially disappear.
Yeah,
and we
the
saw
area
Lil
where you don't
Capped
want to go.
took huge advantage of that on Blackguard Keep. And as you were saying, it's kind of weird that he's going here if that's what was causing Fiend the most problems in the previous map. But maybe he has an idea as already he is completely destroying Lil Capped here with the spear against Hammer matchup. Tosses that spear aside, looking for a downlight, maybe something into a ground pound, picks up the sword. But Lil Capped manages to get back in. Sidelight after sidelight, downlight, sidelight, stops the side sig. Does he have an opportunity for his own side sig on the Hammer? I'm waiting for it. I feel like he wants to go for it, but no, he gets that down air, giving off that feeling that maybe that's something they could do. But the D-Light in the middle of the sky gets him the recovery, and that close ceiling that you were talking about definitely working in Fiend's favor.
Great kill efficiency coming out from Fiend. You saw it last game, right as Lil Capped procced into kill percent. D-Light into the ground pound on the unarmed kit on that soft platform on the left. Right there. He took him in the sky so that the D-Light recovery would kill. I think if he hit that maybe on the ground, it might not have killed. So he placed it so well. He found the opportunity, got the kill, and he has a lead on Lil Capped, continuing to put out this damage. He needs to be a little bit careful, though. Because if he gets hit by a dare down there, even if it's not in that sweet spot, with a little bit of extra force, the D-Light recovery, which might not kill on other maps where other players might opt into that D-Light into the gravity cancel neutral heavy for that extra dump of force, you don't need that here. Lil Capped knows that.
Lil Capped knows it and used it to his advantage. Tosses that Hammer aside. Wait to see what Fiend did. Nice dash jump Sarah. 2 stairs in a row, actually. Fiend has to jump back onto the map. I would like to see him to pick up the spear because the spear is what he had the most success with. But the neutral sig, gravity canceled out, punished by Lil Capped, stops this juggle by throwing his weapon down and catching it as it bounces off of his head. Another down air, neutral sig punished again. Fiend gets hit by that side sig, and it was so close to KOing from the center of the stage, no less.
Nice weapon toss, the halt, the side signature advance from Lil Capped. Fiend is unarmed right now. He does have the spear, which he has been successful with in the past. Lil Capped is going to find the kill there. He's going to throw that weapon up, keep Fiend unarmed. That is the way he wants to play. We've seen some unarmed damage come out from Fiend, but other than that D-Light into the ground pound, we haven't necessarily seen the most, and he's taken some punishment. Every hit that he takes from that hammer, huge force, huge damage, and from Lil Capped, big string potential too.
And he goes for that nair, dodges out of the way of the nair with the dodge that allowed him to cancel it into a D-Light. Was very surprised he still had enough time to be able to get out of the way, but that nair would have put him into the red. Falling Sarah, Lil Capped very unafraid of the spear from Fiend right now. Tosses the spear down, picks it back up, but Lil Capped still on the second stock, and Fiend, his dodge is expended, no weapon. Lil Capped waiting for a weapon spawn, maybe to punish. He can cover it with a side sig, maybe. Fiend's definitely just trying to fight him with Sarahs. The falling nair finally gives him an opportunity to find that sword. Can he go for that D-Light cider? It does it, and he manages to get that KO. And he's still not quite into kill percent, but I mean, it's small Brawlhaven, so
if you hit a stomp cider like all the way on the left or all the way on the right, sending that direction, he's basically killed, but this is Brawlhaven kill percent at this point. You're seeing him try to juggle Lil Capped up there with the nairs. Lil Capped has no problem playing on arm. There's the nice sidelight. He was waiting, probably trying to see where the dodge was coming out from Lil Capped, if he was going to immediately dodge out of that, so then he could punish with a 2-hit, 3-hit, 4-hit string without having to worry about Lil Capped getting the dodge, but an unarmed D-Light into the recovery. Quick 2-0 coming out from Lil Capped against the guy who beat Croc.